Hello, welcome back. You may not have even left the room. This might be part way through a video, but I've no idea where I've got to with my videos and what's been uploaded and what hasn't. Somebody made the very good suggestion, why don't I buy one of those little pumpy things? And it occurred to me, I already had one, so I've gone and found it, and I shall now bosh this in there and hope that with a bit of pressure rather than just siphoning action, this bonnet is about to fall off. Getting weaker every time, but yeah, so hopefully rather than just relying on siphoning out of the jerry can, if I actually arrange this so that I can push fuel through the fuel filter, then when I rev it out and see if it continues to die like it does normally. I've also found a rad cap, and I'm just gonna, while I fit that and top up the coolant, gonna put the battery on charge again because it was a little bit low when I was cranking last time. Battery on charge. That is the rad cap. Oh, it's actually a nice brass one, so it must have been off an earlier car because I think a lot of the later ones are plastic. It might seem a bit silly putting coolant, fresh coolant, in a completely furred up shitty engine, or what is probably a completely furred up shitty engine, but I had to top this up with water the other day. Nothing leaked out, but that's not going to work, is it? I'm going to get a funnel instead of making a mess. But I'd rather put neat in there just for the moment, just to help, I don't know, decalcify anything that is in there, so that when I do finally drain the coolant, it's done a half-assed job of cleaning it out. That is the engine oil, so if I can get it to start up and run and get up to temperature, I'll drain the oil, pour that in, and at least some effort has been made to put some nicely circulating oil in rather than globule chunks diluted with fuel and water, which is probably what's in there now. While I was waiting for that to charge up, I thought I'd reinstate the airbox and close off these breather lines in case that was meaning it was not, you know, getting too much air or something. So I've done a temporary repair there. That plastic Y piece just fractured in the first video because it was so hardened, just cracked. I'm also going to pull the distributor cap off because although I know I'm getting a spark, alright, I think it's the optical one, so it's not points. But I'll have a look in there, just make sure the rotor arm isn't furred up and the underside of the cap is okay. That's the rotor arm. Genuine Lucas one, which is cool. You can, not only does it say Lucas on it, but they just feel weightier. Much better than the crappy Intermotor pattern part ones, and much better than the new Lucas ones, which are Chinesium Lucas, not original Lucas. This is has a pickup, like a little magnetic pickup thing there, not like openy closey points. In here there's a lot of crud on those pickups. You can see like the rust scale there. Well, it's not rust because it's alley, but corrosion. So I'm just going to get a wire brush on the drill. In fact, that one is really burnt out, so it might need a new dizzy cap, but we know it does something. So that's still okay. It might just be that when it picks up, the spark isn't man enough for the cold engine. I don't know. We'll have to keep poking these things slowly and coax everything back into life. Wire wheel on drill, perfect size for Rover V8 rocker cover, fucking dizzy caps. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to film this because I can't hold it and do it at the same time. If I can get that to wedge there, maybe I can. Yes, I can. God, it's like the day of everything attached to electricity failing. Battery's out on the drill now. Damn it. Round 2. Second battery installed. There's probably loads of people out there screaming, saying, "Oh, don't do that." But never mind. That's what's happening. Clean and shiny new. That's what we like. So rotor arm can go back on, that little cover can go back on, Can't see anything else in there worth cleaning. The vacuum advance unit, where is that? That's here. Does that move? Can't quite tell. Ah, yes it does, right. They sometimes seize up, but no, that is at least working. I don't know whether the diaphragm's okay. There's a split on that elbow, which probably isn't helping, but we probably don't need that for what we're on about. I think that only matters when it's under load. We're not going to have that at idle. We have an altogether better solution for the fuel now. Rather than resting it here and dribbling fuel all over the exhaust, the coil and the ignition amplifier, we now have the fuel safely on the floor down there. Fuel delivery pipe, the little bulb thing, and I can see that the fuel is right in the filter, which is good. I can also hear, I think, fuel dribbling out over the overflows. So yeah, so on the front of the cobs you have these two lines, and basically they're ram stuffed full of fuel now. So I'm going to switch that off, tidy up all the cables, give it a crank and see what happens. Again, real world test. All I've done is lifted that down, put the battery on. I didn't do the terminal off, I've just nipped it with my hand, twisted it till it grips. We'll put a bit of choke on, out of gear, move Mr. Fuel filter, sorry, oil filter. And we shall see what happens. Foot ready. Already, that's cool. Before, every time I used to press my foot on the accelerator, it would die out. That's much better. Right, good. It's got a nice beat to it. You can hear must be a massive hole in the exhaust down there. That should stall it out, or not stall it, but you know, cause it to suffer. So as I eyeball the engine, took too much choke off. Well, that is rather good news, I think you'll agree. I think I'm going to have to periodically pump that little fuel bulb up, because what I think is happening is it can siphon enough through for idle, but doesn't draw enough. It should be pumped in, and if this is on the roof it might work, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to shake off and land anywhere. Yeah, so now I'm feeling resistance, but that took 3 squeaks, so I've basically been running the bowls empty. So it should, in theory, fire up. Shouldn't need to touch the choke, shouldn't need to touch the accelerator. We have a working V8, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let it idle and then drop the oil once it's warmed up a bit and circulated. Doesn't even sound ticky. A lot of the time, if you're starting these old V8s up, until the hydraulic tappets have got heat in them, that's me by the way, that's not the car. By the time of the hydraulic tappets, you know, they've sat and they've got full of crud and they don't pump up, whereas this one doesn't sound that bad. Victory is mine! bit more cowboy diagnostics on this. I've got the choke turned up quite high and I think there's a misfire. If I pull off this HT lead, it doesn't make a sound. Oh look, it's marking out over there. But the idle doesn't change. If I pull out this one, idle changes. Same with this one, idle changes. So basically, all of these cylinders on this side, apart from that one, make a difference, which suggests we've got a problem with that cylinder or this HT lead. So I'm going to check the others quickly. And then grab another spark plug and see if you can see why it's not happy. Yeah. So it is only that cylinder 8 that's not happy. Just double check. So the idle doesn't change at all, there's no hesitancy. May not come across in this microphone, but I need to get another spark plug, shove it in that HT lead and see if we're getting a spark there, and then investigate. Welcome back. I did just pull that plug lead out, put that spark plug in and started getting electrocuted. So there's definitely spark going to there, but that cylinder, for whatever reason, excuse me, I'm having to keep on reaching over to do that. That cylinder, oh no, maybe it is okay. Certainly doesn't make as much difference as on that one. You pull it off, you can hear the difference immediately. Then it picks up again. This one, not so much. So might be that valve isn't opening and closing properly, or the cam at the rear is worn out on the lobe. Doesn't really matter because I'll put a new cam in it anyway. It's just interesting while the thing's running to do as many diagnostic checks as you can to see what's what. In fact, let's try and put the aircon on. It'll probably just do nothing but AC high, AC max. It's very hard to tell, but if that's working, that is unbelievable. I didn't hear the load change on the engine, which makes me think it isn't working. Oh well, it's a cold day, so it's hard to tell. We'll have to wait till the summer, won't we? Oh well, I'll probably leave that there today. You know what changing oil looks like, and I'll upload all this, and I'll see you next time.